Hey, homemaker, are you always rushing, hurrying, and worrying? Do you catch yourself rushing your kids along and you don't even know why? Do you catch yourself talking fast, walking fast, or driving fast and you aren't even late for anything? I used to do everything at warp speed. I was always multitasking, rushing through tasks, moving so quickly I was constantly breaking things, rushing my kids to go, go, go at mom's pace. And now, with some intentionality, I've slowed way down. I tend to get less done in a day, but I feel so much more peace. Slowing down is certainly a practice to be honed. There are some things that you can do to intentionally slow down, though, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. But why should we slow down? Isn't it better to get it all done? I would argue no. There's something called hurry sickness, coined in cardiologists Meyer Friedman and R.H. Roseman's book, Type A Behavior and Your Heart. And it isn't an actual medical condition, but it's known as a sense of excessive time urgency. You may constantly feel rushed or anxious or have this looming feeling of urgency to get things done when there's no need to. When you're chronically in a hurry, it can mentally and physically affect you. In fact, Friedman and Roseman found that hurry sickness was a component in type A personalities and may lead to stress-related heart issues. Here's what hurry sickness may look like. Rushing through a task, feeling irritable when there's a delay, interrupting or talking over people, running through your to-do list in your head, treating everything like a race, always feeling behind schedule, continuously multitasking, always having a sense of urgency. When this happens, you may notice physical health effects such as fatigue, headaches, low immune system, and many more. Rushing in general can put your brain in a frantic state and lead to stress, anger, and being more easily triggered. I once heard someone say that you can either rush with Satan or walk with God. God is methodical and doesn't rush around frantically, and he doesn't want us to do this either. Satan, however, is a taskmaster, and he wants nothing more than to see us moms rushing around frantically, herding their children out of the door, ignoring opportunities for discipleship and connection. Whenever you're in this rush, hurry, and worried state, use your recognition of this as God telling you to slow down. Because if you're in a state of rushing, it's probably not in your best interest to keep going. You should probably just take a minute and slow down. The consequences of not rushing will not be as bad as the consequences of keeping your brain in this state of panic. So we slow down. We take the time to disciple, connect, and correct our children. We take time to look our husbands in the eyes and to really connect with the Lord. Did you know that I created a course recently? It's called the Transformed Homemaker Society, and it's a course all about transforming your homemaking from overstimulation and chronic stress to a peaceful and thriving home so that you can serve your families and the Lord. So let's get into how I've intentionally started slowing down and getting out of the trap of hurry sickness. First is I've stopped multitasking. Okay, well, moms are always multitasking, but the extent to which I used to multitask was comical. I actually used to pride myself on how much I could get done at one time. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I used to look down on my husband for moving in what I would call slow motion and never multitasking. Now I realize that he had the right idea all along, and he's actually a genius. I focus on slowing each movement down and being really methodical about what I'm doing. This is truly a practice, and it's something I'm currently working on. I've also started creating more margin in my day. Where I once would have had a punch list of 50 things to do, now I have one or two important goals, and I'm happy with that. With that, I've lowered my expectations of myself, my children, how things look. I get outside more. I found that I naturally move slower when I'm closer to nature, and I do believe that the Lord created us this way for a reason. I sit down on the floor and I play with my kids. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big proponent of independent play because us moms have a lot to do. But what a blessing it is for us to sit down and connect with our kids in their play. I also take the time to beautify my home and actually enjoy it. I put my smartphone away and I watch my children play. The other day I was watching them play in their little splash pad and they were finding so much joy in it. They were just so cute. I couldn't even believe how blessed I am. Had my face been buried in my phone, I would have squandered the opportunity to see this little gift that God was giving me. Finally, I addressed my overactive nervous system that was causing this constant state of panic and hurrying. All the glory be to God, I was able to heal my nervous system and feel what it feels like to relax again. Something that I honestly hadn't felt in years. So if you've resonated with any of this, I would love for you to join me in my free workshop. It's my 5-step framework for overwhelmed and overworked homemakers. Just click the link in the description below to sign up for your spot, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for coming along with me today as we slow down our homemaking a bit.